Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and we are back for another Movie Nerds Club. And here we are for the month of May, ranking our top 5 favorite Best Picture winners. Now, the Movie Nerds Club is a monthly video series in which I am joined by many of my fellow film tubers as we give our top 5 for a specific subject each and every month. And since the Oscars just happened, yes, in late April, here we are to rank our top 5 Best Picture winners. Now, to make sure you are always up to date on my top 5s each and every month, hit that subscribe button down below. And then make sure that you go and check out the videos from Lost in the Reel, our newest member, Ren Geekness, Rachel's Reviews, Mainly Movies, Ryan Cam, and Zach Pope. Now, coming off of arguably one of the worst Oscar ceremonies in history, I have to say I'm not all that excited to talk about Oscars anymore. I'm ready to just be done with the Academy, at least for another year. But thankfully, this subject allows me to revisit some of my favorite films that the Academy has recognized for Best Picture throughout the years. Because let's be honest, it's not very often that my favorite film of any given year actually goes on to even be nominated for Best Picture. Nevertheless, win Best Picture. Though the nominations are becoming more of an occurrence for my favorite films, including with 2020 and Minari. But enough with the chit-chat. And since we had 93 films to choose from, you already know I've got some honorable mentions before our actual top 5. 12 Years a Slave was a brutal but necessary look at a heroic figure that many didn't know about, featuring some of the best, most heartbreaking performances of the 2010s. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest delivers an amazing and iconic performance from Jack Nicholson with a truly captivating and sinister premise that keeps you on the edge of your seat throughout. Amadeus lit up the 80s with joyous music, delivering some energy to the biopic Oscar winners. And yes, I am a bit partial because we watched this several times throughout my years in band. The Shape of Water is one of my favorite of the most recent Best Picture winners, creating a world of ingenuity while also delivering on heavier subjects that I heavily related to. And my final honorable mention is actually a twofer, and I'm going with both The Godfather and The Godfather Part 2 as a package deal. Obviously, both classics with amazing performances, some of the most iconic lines in film history. Though the mobster genre is not really my favorite, and thus in personal taste, it's not able to quite break that top 5. But how do you discuss best picture winners without mentioning the Godfather films? Now, kicking off my top 5, I have Moonlight. Speaking of recent Best Picture winners that really hit home for me, struck me on a personal level that I was able to resonate with and empathize with, none of them have done it nearly as well as Moonlight, a beautiful film from Barry Jenkins. The cinematography is absolutely stunning. The structure is so inventive and really finds a way for us to go through life with Chiron as he finds himself and discovers his identity, whether it be his sexuality, whether it be his race, his relationship with his mother and those around him, and finding his way in a rather tough world. And it's one of those films that just left me sitting silent in the movie theater after I watched it. Coming in at number 4, I have All About Eve. Yes, the classic. I love All About Eve. Oh, first of all, Bette Davis is so amazing in this film, because when is she not? But Anne Baxter is also fabulous, and we get a small role from one of my personal faves, Marilyn Monroe, in this dramatic, tense, witty, Hollywood classic about mentorship, if you will. At times, it's ruthless and harsh. At other times, it can break your heart just a little bit. But what it never fails to do is entertain. I could watch All About Eve over and over again. It's deservedly a classic for a reason, and I adore it. Coming in at number 3, I have Schindler's List. In actuality, this would probably be my number 1 pick for most important Oscar winners of all time. And honestly, quite possibly would be my number 1 for actually best crafted best picture winners of all time. I think Schindler's List is a flawless film. It is a stunning film to view. Steven Spielberg delivers a striking visual here, but never loses sight of the heart and the beat that this film needs to strike in order to make it actually resonate with viewers. It's not just this beautiful, hollow Oscar bait. It's a truly devastating story that is told expertly well. Liam Neeson and Ralph Fiennes both deliver possibly career best performances here. And it's right there with something like 12 Years a Slave in films I find so important and more than deserving of the Best Picture title. However, not really Best Picture winners. I just want to pluck off the shelf and throw in the player because, yeah, they're definitely hard to sit through, but for the right reasons. Coming in at number 2, I have The Silence of the Lambs. Though I think it skirts the line of being a dramatic thriller, The Silence of the Lambs does hold the distinction as the only horror film to actually win Best Picture. And as a horror fan, I have to love it just for that fact alone. But there's so much more to love outside of that. First of all, as a thriller, it builds tension so well. Jodie Foster is amazing in this film, as is Sir Anthony Hopkins, both delivering this wonderful screenplay beautifully well, going head to head with this meaty dialogue. You're constantly on the edge of your seat, wondering, tense about what's going to happen. As with so many other films here on the list, there are iconic moments and iconic lines that are still quoted or misquoted to this day. Released the year I was born, The Silence of the Lambs still holds a special place in my heart and honestly is one of the most rewatchable Best Pictures of all time. And speaking of rewatchable Best Picture winners, my number 1 favorite Best Picture winner is Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. What can I say? I am a fantasy nerd through and through, especially when you give me high fantasy like Lord of the Rings. I can't resist. I can't resist. And then it's done this well. Forget about it. I'm so happy that Lord of the Rings was able to break through, give us a genre blockbuster that actually won Best Picture. Literally a perfect culmination to this epic saga. The Return of the King delivers everything you're hoping for from Lord of the Rings. The heart is there. The acting performances from our entire cast are stellar. The writing is fantastic. It's a beautiful adaptation of the work, and it is brought to screen in beautiful fashion. Yes, it's a long movie, but guess what? It flies by like that. We have big battles. We have small, intimate moments. We have thrills and scares throughout, and it all works to create what turns out to be my favorite Best Picture winner of all time. I know, I'm basic. Sue me. So that is my list of my 5 favorite Best Picture winners of all time. What do you think? Do you agree? Disagree? Are you shocked to see any films here? Or maybe you're shocked to not see some classic films included. But most importantly, I want to hear your list. What are your 5 favorite Best Picture winners of all time? Leave your list either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. Also, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button down below and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on my latest videos. Don't forget to check out the videos from all of my fellow Movie Nerds Club members. Each of their video links are in the description below, so make sure to show them some love. I love you all for your continued support. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.